In 2023, we will see the greatest disruption in the history of the world. 1 in 10 vehicles sold worldwide in 2022 are electric. That means electric manufacturers have an opportunity to take 90% of the addressable global car market. Now, that is the biggest market in the world, the biggest industry in the world. It is literally worth billions and billions of dollars. And in 2023, money is going to move from here to there. Some manufacturers will win and others will be disrupted and lose. The Kodaks, the Nokias, they'll be made this year and the next. Global electric car sales hit a new record in 2022. It wasn't quite the record that everyone was expecting, but it was definitely significant growth over 2021. And the future of the industry, honestly, this year, it's going to be completely different because we're going to see the rewards of billions and billions of dollars invested into new electric car factories, new batteries, new battery technology, and into the means to produce the EVs that the world desperately wants. Now, keep in mind, there is literally more than 4 million current back orders for electric cars right now. That is the true figure that we need to be looking at. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back, everyone else. Thank you for tuning in. Now, let's start with this. Volkswagen says they have more than 500,000 back orders for electric cars. You can consider that a good thing or a bad thing. Depends on how you view Volkswagen and their future capacity to actually produce those vehicles that people want from them. General Motors, they also have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of back orders. Ford, same exactly with them. Tesla, millions if you include the Tesla Cybertruck. The list goes on and on. BYD, more than 600,000. Yeah, you can see massive numbers of people lining up for electric cars, and they just haven't been able to get them. This year, it's going to be different. Last year, though, it was a big issue. Supply and demand was a big challenge for most manufacturers. In fact, not most, for all of them. In 2021, 1 out of every 10 vehicles sold globally was a fully electric car, not a hybrid, fully electric. That's up from 8% in 2021. Now, my prediction is that in 2023, no less than 15% of all vehicles sold worldwide will be fully electric. Now, remember, we've got a few laggards who are holding us back here. Who's holding us back? Well, basically the entire automotive industry except for BYD, Tesla, and a bunch of Chinese automakers. Everyone else is really not producing very many electric cars. They said they would be by now. Didn't really turn out that way. But to be fair, they have invested a lot of money. It's just taking a while for that money to turn into production. Now, EVs continue to become more popular every single year. There's never been a down year so far for the last 5 years. And manufacturers are planning to offer many new electric vehicle models this year. 2023 is going to be a spectacular year for growth, but also for choice, for consumers having more choice and cheaper, more affordable options. Now, that's the key really to driving that growth, to getting even more people. I mean, obviously we're a world with more than 7 billion people on the planet now, and the average person doesn't want to spend 50, 60, 70,000 US dollars on a vehicle, can't afford to spend that. Now, new data provided by LMC Automotive and EV Volumes shows that global EV sales make up 10% of every new car sold last year. However, of course, it's very, very different in some markets versus others. For example, the US is just approaching that figure now. However, many countries in Europe hit 50% a long time ago. Germany hit 50% in December of last year. The UK, same thing. Norway, 85%. Many countries across Europe are on their way towards 100% within the next few years. China, they hit 35%. So as you can see, Europe and China, which are two of the world's three largest car buying regions, which include, of course, North America, Europe, and China, are rapidly moving to electric cars. And of course, part of the reason, well, is not only customer demand, but it's also the fact that governments are starting to regulate gasoline-powered cars. One of the key reasons for that is we now have conclusive data showing the billions of dollars in health costs that arise from gasoline and diesel-powered vehicles. Yes, nobody can deny this unless they are just flat out stupid, that those vehicles do in fact cause cancer. They absolutely do. Therefore, it is the right thing to mandate we stop selling them, unless you like to get cancer. And personally, I think it's horrendous. So I can't understand why anyone would argue against that. Some people still are. You know, those people can go off and die by themselves for all I care. I mean, that's the way I see it anyway. Maybe I'm being a bit dramatic. But you guys know, considering what's happened in my family lately, that I think it's a fair position to be coming from. Now, last year, 8 million electric cars were sold worldwide. That continues the adoption of EVs and has provided not only new sustainable powertrains to consumers, but also revenue streams for automakers through subscription-based programs and charging infrastructure. Now, there's only two manufacturers in the world that we know of that made a profit selling electric cars last year: BYD and Tesla. Now, obviously, Tesla made a very, very large profit. BYD made a much smaller profit, but it was still a profit. It still put them in the black versus everyone else who's still in the red. It's not easy to mass manufacture EVs. We found out, based on the CEO of one of the biggest, well, one of the fastest emerging electric vehicle companies in China, that you need to produce a minimum of 500,000 per year just to break even. And that's if you manufacture them in China, where it's much cheaper to do so. The United States, while not as EV committed as other markets, says Teslarati, also saw an increase in overall sales of EVs. Data shows that automakers in the US sold 807,200 electric vehicles last year, an increase of 3% from the year prior. EVs made up nearly 6% of all vehicles sold in 2022, which was actually an increase of closer to 40% compared to the previous year. Overall, auto sales in the United States fell 8% in 2022 compared to 2021, which was a big surprise considering 2021 was a COVID lockdown year. What happened? Well, Ford couldn't get enough badges to stick on the front of its cars. No joke. A lot of Ford vehicles sitting in car parks because they don't make their own badges. The year of 2022 was truly the year when automakers surely must have learnt their lesson. But have they? And what lesson am I even talking about? Well, the two automakers who grew the most globally were BYD and Tesla. Of course, BYD grew even quicker than Tesla. They're even more vertically integrated than Tesla. There's the point, right? The companies that grew the fastest are the most vertically integrated. The company that grew the fastest is the most vertically integrated. See the point here that I'm trying to make? Companies like Volkswagen, who are not vertically integrated at all, said they have supply chain chaos. And they said supply chain chaos reigns even to this day. Volkswagen's automotive sales declined nearly 10% last year. 2023 will be another historic year, but it's going to be even bigger. Much, much bigger than 2022 when it comes to electric vehicles. Forecasts for 10 million EVs this year will be blown out of the water, and I see those being hit by the end of October at the absolute latest. But that would make up 14% of the total new vehicle sales for the year. Now, I think we're going to get closer to 15 to 17% for the year, but I could be wrong. However, when you actually start, you look at all the videos that I've made about all the new electric cars, all the production that's ramping up, and you look at all the different factories that are beginning to produce many, many electric cars, and then you look at the prices coming down, particularly of Tesla's vehicles, you have to think, logically speaking, mathematically speaking, 2023 is going to be the greatest year in history when it comes to two things: renewable energy and electric cars. Now, don't forget, electricity has to power electric cars, right? However, the world is moving away from fossil fuels faster than ever before. In fact, thanks to Russia and Putin and a series of other events, we're actually embracing renewable energy far quicker than anyone thought we would. And guess what? That means your electric car will be even cleaner in 2023, regardless of how you charge it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, my friends, have a great day. Bye-bye.